I would like to say a few words about libertinism, libertinage in French, because libertines, to be libertine, it's usually perceived as something really bad and so on. And in fact, it's libertinism was libertinage was a construct that was based on on the thought of the spiritual thought of several Protestant sects. Usually, they were sects from Anabaptism and sects of Anabaptists, who perceived a human body as something beautiful and not sinful at all. The other conception on which libertinage was based from the 17th century France and Holland on. This concept was the conception of Cartesian philosophy. In Cartesian philosophy, you have this clear division between everything that that relates to body and everything that relates to soul. They are not so much connected with each other. So the concept that you make good to the body, that you act sexually on the body, and therefore the soul would be corrupted, is absurd. According to Descartes, would be absurd because there's not so much connection. You can please your body as much as you want, and still be a very good person morally and spiritually, according to Cartesian thought. Today we perceive it as usual, and one of the other very interesting effects of Cartesian thought arriving and developing within the polite society of 17th and 18th centuries was the abolition of torture. Because torture was based upon the presumption that when you treat the body badly, then the soul feels it and rejects the Satan. Of course, when you have Cartesian background, you would think that it's absurd, and that's why from the 18th century on, in various countries, the torture was abolished. First in England in the 1730s, then in France in 1740s, a little bit later in Germany and Poland, and so on. So, normal thing. So, being a libertine is something completely normal. When you go to a disco, when you go to a bar and pick up a girl or a boy and to have sex with them, why not? You are a libertine, and the majority of the Western people are libertine, and not only Western people. The huge percentage of Muslim people are also libertine. But then there, in the Muslim countries, libertinism is something that could be libertinage is something that only men could afford without a social stigma. So libertinism and being libertine does not deserve such a horrendous social censure, because it's something normal, and we should clear this word from this negative stigmatization.